So let's talk camera cages. I own a C200 cinema camera and I love it. It's an awesome camera. Cinema roller light is so good. I love it. But one thing I noticed quite quickly, which you might notice about your cameras too, is two things. When you pay a bit of money for a camera, you're kind of worried about taking it out of the field a lot and like throwing it around, trying to get the ultimate shot. So you're a bit protective over your camera. That's one part where cages come in because they protect your camera. The problem I found really quickly with the C200 in particular, it is very tall. It's, how tall is this? It is about 10.5 inches tall. That's pretty tall. So that actually doesn't fit in a lot of Pelican cases, not even my Pelican case. And when you put the LCD on, like you'll have it something like this and then it sits on the front. This thing is huge and it doesn't really like compact down, like that's it. Fully built out, so it's not going to fit in a case. This is the SmallRig C200 cage. I've built it out a bit. I'll show you the parts I bought because they give a recommended shoulder rig kit, but the shoulder rig kit in, like not trashing on them, but it's pretty not smart. Like it holds the camera out here. When you've got it, it puts it on a little base plate thing and it's out here and the weight's all top heavy. It's just, and then you got to put weights on to counter and then you got more weight on your shoulder. It just makes no sense. The first thing I noticed was if I'm getting a cage, I'm going to build this how I want it. And I had two things that I wanted. I wanted way more things to put attachments on. Like you got one hot shoe here. It's like if I need a monitor arm coming out or a recorder or something, I wanted lots of holes for that. And second thing, I need it to break down super fast. And I'm talking like, this is not fast. So first of all, you've got this handle thing on here, which I would have to unscrew to put in my case, and then that would go in the case. I would then, there's another screw, which I've actually lost. So there's one thing. So you get this little thumb screw, which I always grab an Allen key, and I would crank it in nice and tight so it doesn't come undone, because holding that top handle, like, it's just a little turny thing. So I'm like, that's as tight, but it's like, it ain't stable. So this is a problem. So I don't want to use this again. I need a top handle that goes on quick. So this is essentially the camera on its own. So I got the rig out. I'm just going to build it out. First thing I got was obviously the base plate for the camera. Now these are Arca Swiss plates, nice and thin, and I usually have Manfrotto tripods. So I just put the Manfrotto tripod on there, and that pretty much that plate lives on this plate, but this is my one. So this is awesome because if you see here, it actually has 2 bolts already. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty secure base plate. But not just that, it also comes with another 2 that you screw on, which I'll show you now how it attaches. So we'll flip this bad boy upside down. Trusty little multi-tool. So there, 2 screws have just gone in there, which I love. But then it also comes with another 2, which line up with 2 little screws on the bottom of the Canon C200 base, which is awesome. So this just lets you know so much that you have such a secure grip to your base plate. So if you're attaching a tripod or something there, you know your camera base plate is secure. So I absolutely love that. Base plate, boom. 4 screws in. So the second thing we're going to attach, top plate. So this is the Canon top plate. This is pretty important because this is like the building block for the rest of the kit. So this will get our side protection on the top handle, any other accessories. So Canon have 2 top screws. Now this is awesome. It takes advantage of both of those. So you know when you're picking it up, it's secure. So let's get those. So you got the big boys. Line the second one up. Nice and tight once again. Nice. So that's nice and secure. Now, that is a kit from SmallRig, but what I've gone ahead and done is I've actually bought the side piece. Now, I bought the side bracket for a couple of reasons. I bought this number 1 for the protection of the camera. So I've got a side handle here, so it's pretty protected on this side, but then there's nothing protecting this side of the camera. So I thought, if I get the side handle, I can put this on and then it's going to protect any bumps or knocks that come this way, and it also gives me more mounting points, somewhere to hold on to. This gets built out. If you've got cinema lenses on here, if you've got big V-mount batteries, this thing gets heavy after a while. And if you've got it on an easy rig like I love to do, or if you're picking up just by the top handle, that's a lot of weight going through the top of the camera, through the sashie as well. So it's a lot of strain coming from one point. Having this sidebar on the side helps that stress and the weight when you pick it up, not just go into the one point, but it sends it around and distributes it and into the base plate, which then comes from the bottom. So it's gonna give longevity to the actual structure of this camera and make sure there's no weak points that develop over time. So it's a really good thing. This is a big recommendation. It's not expensive. Once again, all these parts are linked in the description below, so you can click on it or just get whatever you want for your camera rig. But SmallRig are the way to go. So I'm gonna place the side attachment on now. So as you can see, I've built together quite a good little cage system here. It's a half cage, but it's quite good. So you got a little holding action there, so that's good. But now, the second thing that I really wanted to address with this whole camera build out was the top handle. Now, as you knew, this thing is huge. I'm not gonna screw this back on here because it's still that thumb problem. I'm not gonna just put this back on because it's like, I can't tighten it without an Allen key. If I'm tightening with an Allen key, I have to bring this around with me. If I lose that, that's a heart attack. Oh my gosh, how stressful would that be on a shoot? And then you're losing this and you're like, oh great, now I've gotta walk around carrying this and I can't put it in my Pelican case. That would be a bit annoying. So I really don't want to use this. So what I found was SmallRig have really affordable NATO rails, and quick release top handles, which are really awesome. Now what that is, a NATO rail, is this little thing here. This is a NATO rail. And what it is it's a quick attachment which you just crank down and it attaches. So I'll show you what I went with. So now this is the NATO rail. So I've screwed that down. So that's nice and tight. There's a couple of different sizes on the website. Whatever suits your needs and your build out, go for it. I've gotten the smallest version here because I just wanted something super slim. And then the top handle wise, there's lots of different top handles. I've actually gone with this one here, the rubber grip one. Now the reason I wanted this is because I like the idea of having a good grip. and I've heard some stories of people buying the metal ones and then being a bit slippery. And I didn't want to be dropping this camera here as well. And I attach mine to my EasyRig, which I don't have the quick release system, so I don't screw it straight in. I actually still clamp it onto the top handle. So I didn't like the idea as well as a metal one slipping out. So I've gone with the rubber one. Feels great to pick up with. And now let me show you how good this is here. You just simply slide it on and look at that. Done. And now when you're building down the rig, you just one twist and you're off. Look at that, there we have it. A perfectly built out rig. I need to somehow attach my monitor. So what I realized is if I take it off the little duvaki it comes with, which is pretty ridiculous, put that aside, never need that again. And then I grab this here and I decide to screw the little screw in here into this, which I'll do right now. This is not what they recommend on the website, but SmallRig, if you're watching, recommend unscrewing the monitor and screwing it into the front top handle, because what that achieves, I crank this on so it's nice and secure, and look what I have done. I have successfully attached the monitor onto the side. Now here's a cool part. When you go to pack it down and you're all done, you fold this in, look how small that is, unscrew that, off that comes, and now putting this in my case is fantastic. Because no longer do you have that awkward T shape that it used to make. And there we go. And that is my cinema rig build out. So SmallRig, get around it, get amongst it. It's awesome. I've been using this cage and this build out for most of my shoots for probably the last 6 months. And it has been fantastic. It's been so awesome. The EasyRig, I just put it on, clamp it on here, up she comes. And I know it's protected. I know this is secure because I've put in the screws, all 60 of them. I don't need an Allen key anymore because it's quick release. It's really awesome. And it also has little pins that are safety locking, so it's not gonna fall off. I love it. It's protected. SmallRig, get around it. I've seen some pretty cool build outs as well for Blackmagic cameras, even DSLRs. All the links in the description, go for it. But yeah, this is my Canon C200 cinema build. This is what it looks like, but I shoot most of my work either on a tripod, or if it's not, it'll be on an EasyRig. So I just use the one monitor most of the time. But yeah, let me know in the comments of what your cinema build out looks like. Let me know if you got any questions about this rig. If you own a C200 and you're like, yo Josh, do you like it? Well, yes I do. If you're thinking about buying a C200 and rigging out, this is my recommendation 100%. Let me know what your rig looks like. Let me know if you got any questions. And yeah, I'll see you next time.